The Sengoku period of Japanese history was one of near constant civil war ruled over by tyrannical warlords, and it is the history, myths and legends of that time period that the eponymous SNK game from 1991 draws its inspiration. Sengoku is the first in a series of side-scrolling beat-em-ups and in many ways is the weakest of the three to bear its name. However, what the game lacks in the well-executed combat of the later entries to the series, it more than makes up for in other ways. The ability to transform into different spirits, a samurai, a ninja and a wolf, brings some variety to an otherwise incredibly basic combat system, with the addition of various magical power-ups keeping things interesting enough throughout. As is typical of arcade games of the period, the gameplay can feel at times relentlessly unfair, but despite this I keep returning to Sengoku for its really quite surreal vibe and crazy character design. While the main character is a pretty standard Kenshiro of Fist of the North Star style wandering hardman, the boss fights throw out an amazing array of mind-boggling enemies to overcome. From massive blue blokes floating around on clouds, throwing out tiny versions of themselves from a huge sack that they're carrying around, to ninja triplets who morph into this thing. Sengoku is a uniquely Japanese experience which you would never expect to see from a Western developer. Initially released for Japanese arcades, the game was ported over to the Neo Geo and Super Famicom as well, although these home console versions are undoubtedly inferior and, as far as I'm aware, were not all that well received. While the game did receive a European release back in July 1991, the fact that it was on the notoriously expensive Neo Geo did mean that it never really registered on radar for most Western gamers until the Sengoku anthology was released for PlayStation 2 and Microsoft Windows in 2009. Overall, the first Sengoku game is definitely worth playing for fans of the side-scrolling beat-em-up genre, despite being hugely improved upon with the second game in the series. You'll still find plenty to smile about while bashing your way through this hugely entertaining cast of demonic enemies, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. We will be looking at the later games in the Sengoku series in due course, as well as a wide variety of titles, both retro and current, so if that's your cup of tea, you can't go wrong. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.